Yeah, on paper it looks like Sok should be the big favorite here. He came in as a pretty high seed. Let me look that up right now. I think it's seed 5 or 6, something like that. Yeah, seed 5. XiaoKai, guess where he was? He was the last one, seed 24, all the way at the bot. Just made it in, just made the cut. What kind of a chance does he have here?
Yeah, definitely not the easiest of matchups, especially against a player like Sok, who has a lot of sort of tricky strategies. We're already seeing one on his side. Mountain King first. Huge fan of this. It can be very difficult to deal with on the Orc side of things. But, you know, XiaoKai the past has not played too bad. I've been very impressed with him sometimes and not impressed at others. But, you know, if he has a good day and Sok has a bad day, that's sometimes all it takes, especially in a matchup that can be very volatile in the mid game. But we'll see, first and foremost, how much this Farseer Harass can do. This can often lead to disaster running straight into a Mountain King. But if your mechanics are on point, you don't get anything surrounded. Once that MK is out of mana, he's not as good as an Archmage.
Yeah, the MK Fast expansion has been pretty popular on this map for a while. The big benefit of having MK over Archmage is, well, not the very early game. Creeping, of course, here is going to be a little bit harder. You're going to be taking more damage. It's going to be a little bit more stressful. But once you're level 3, and especially 4, oh boy, is he good. I would say, when the expo's up, and you have MK 3 or 4, and a whole bunch of footies, that's a pretty decent force to have against an Orc. Whereas with an Archmage, it would be a very different story. Especially if there will be Shaman. Normally, against an MK, you would expect no Shaman, but I have indeed seen some Orcs still go Shaman, even against Mountain King.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more Raider-based play, maybe even 2 Bestiaries at times, even rarely maybe Wind Riders, but obviously, yeah, Skip of the Shaman has become more and more common, but also Archmage second can be common as well, which means more casters, which means more Purge needed, or even some sort of Dispel. Okay, so XiaoKai went back and crept the green in the center just to not allow him, you know, to Stormbolt and surround any units. And now that Sok goes for the expansion, XiaoKai goes for the initial harass, but he's going to really need to get some sweet last hits in order to get any damage done. One peasant going to go down to the creeps, but still not the end of the world for Sok. I believe that was also a last hit. Not the worst harass so far if he can get a couple more peasants.
Especially the big boy creep would be sensational to get, but that one Sok secures for himself. And now one more Headhunter kill would be enough for level 3. Unless there's a deny. There is not. It was impossible to get one, actually, thanks to the bash. And now, MK level 3 is online, baby.
Surprised that he didn't go for that Headhunter there, but he wants to go for the Farseer, wants to force the TP. Absolutely could if he just wants to expend a little bit more mana. I'm surprised he's not already bolting. Okay, good, just goes for the Grunt. You could really get whatever you want. The world is your oyster at this stage in the game. For Sok, he's going to get the Grunt, and he's probably going to get the TP for us, honestly. He could just chase down this Farseer if he wants to spend 2 bolts. But he doesn't. Maybe I'm giving a little bit too much credit to the Mountain King here, but still looking pretty good for Sok, all things considered.
Farseer finally got level 2. Picked off a Footman in the middle. We have a bunch of Headhunters out, but those numbers could soon thin, with the MK still having 3 Stormbolts at the ready. Also, like the Sentry Wards, could be perfectly placed to see an attack coming. And this is where things get awkward for the Orc, right? You're supposed to kind of do damage here, but you know that when you commit in with the Headhunters, they're going to start dying quick.
Yeah, as we're going to see right here, there's 1. This is definitely going to be 2, if not 3. It's always painful to be like, should I just Town Portal out? Because I'm about to lose a whole lot more units. Here's going to be another one going down, but maybe no Boots of Speed is going to save 1 more Headhunter for XiaoKai. Okay, yeah, that one is going to get out, but that is 2 Headhunters and a Grunt, I believe, so far. And that was traded for 1 Footman and 2 Peasants overall. And of course, the expansion is going to be up and mining. A couple more Peasants might go down to the Wolves. At least 1 for now, and the creeping will continue. Not an impossible game for XiaoKai, but certainly Sok in the lead.
MK here is off to a great start, I want to say. 3.5 already. Finally going to pick up those beautiful boots. Mountain King, a hero I feel very connected to, because he appreciates the boots just as much as I do. They are indeed wonderful, especially on MK with Bash. And Sok is feeling feisty, he's feeling strong. MK still has mana in the tank. Venturing down south, looking for more victims.
All right, there is the second Bestiary. Torn Chieftain is out. So definitely going to be a lot of Raiders. Item gets picked up. Almost level 3 Farseer. That could help out a ton in this fight, but for now it'll just be more and more units lost. There's 1 more Stormbolt on that Mountain King as he kills 1 Headhunter. He's definitely going to get at least one more kill, if not two, if there's some lucky bashes. Bestiary also getting canceled. There's a Stormbolt getting thrown. And this is a lot of damage. No spikes on these constructing buildings yet, and that's a cancel. At least there's one Bestiary up, but that means Ensnare. That means the second and third raiders are going to be very, very late. And XiaoKai's under a ton of pressure.
Nobuyu with the resub. Thank you. Says, I know auf die magische Miesmuschel. That is German, and that's also about SpongeBob SquarePants, my dog. Knows what's good. Finally, the MK's out of mana. This is where the Orc can feel a lot more comfortable fighting him. But by now, the losses are so immense. And Sorg has such an amazing lead. He's even going for a Shredder. It's a rare purchase in this matchup where normally you feel so under the gun that you want to invest everything into army that you can, or towers. But yeah, Sorg has had a phenomenal early game.
Was that, this is just a guess. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea in German?
No, it's
oh, okay. You kind of said it like that. You said it. I was like, I think I know what that is.
Oh, that must have been some Freudian stuff going on there. I did not intend to do that at all. No, that's the magic conch.
Ah, yes. Okay, TC level 2 goes forward. No skill point chosen yet. Of course, Shockwave is very much a viable choice. 2 base against 1. To pressure the human expansion, maybe get a counter expansion behind that, as we do see the peon going west right now. Could help to secure that expansion, and here's the pressure. Early pressure at that, but still could do some serious damage if you can cancel the second tower.
Oh, their pair's on point though, and it's a bunch of it. Tons of peasants here on the job, and I was talking about this at the start of the game. Level 4 MK and a handful of footies make for a pretty solid defense if you have the right bashes and the right amount of mana. And look at that, 2 raiders dead right away. Could an Archmage do that? Never! This is the king under the mountain, Thorgos Broadaxe. Who has great taste and style as well, as seen from those boots.
As seen from those boots, as seen from that greater mana, as seen from that mantle. All good fashion sense over here. Blacksmith being pressured, but does it really even matter? There's going to be a couple of riflemen out soon regardless. The counter expansion is coming up, so XiaoKai is going to have to throw a few units away, but if you can hold on, if you can continue pressuring, killing peasants, and slowing down Sock, maybe we could see a 2-base game. But he's going to start losing more units. There's so many Stormbolts in this Mountain King.
Third Stormbolt, and that's, I guess, a third Raider dead. Oh man, that hurts, dude. With the Raiders out, you're supposed to get the kills yourselves with the Ensnares. I guess you got a few kills that only on Footmen. Those matters. Those don't matter so much anymore. And dude, if this MK had like an accuracy rating from Quake or Counter-Strike, it'd be close to 100%. Every Stormbolt at least to a kill.
Yeah, Sokka's been pretty conservative with his mana as well. He's been making sure to get those kills and making sure to get the right kills, like the Grunt earlier as opposed to forcing the TP on the Farseer. He had both choices, but he perfectly calculated that just dwindling the numbers is the right way to play this, because XiaoKai just has nothing left at all, really. How are you supposed to get kills with only 2 Raiders? Maybe with a level 3 TC. Pennant of Energy is going to be quite nice as well. Expansion probably won't be canceled. No, it won't be, because the Archmage is now going to creep towards the south of Sock's base. He'll have that Brilliance Aura soon enough for the casters that are coming out, and this is going to be a 70, 80 supply army in no time unless XiaoKai does something.
Sock always quick with the repair. That Blacksmith still hasn't fallen. Blacksmith always super hard to bring down, it feels like. Sturdy building. It's hard to
quite as good as farms, but you know.
With an axe, as it turns out.
Yeah, you know. But eventually the human buildings will die. You know, it just takes 100 supply raiders. You know, you get a lot of gold though.
I like that you got the farm issue that you brought up. Timely in today's cast.
Yeah, early on. Get it early on, just so everyone knows where I still stand. Nothing has changed, people. Nothing has changed. Something needs to be done. There's a patch coming up though, so maybe. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people have been saying lately the balance in the game has been looking pretty good. The big problem, though, the big concern we have does concern farms.
Yes. I mean, they're too cheap, and they're scouting all over the place, Remo Demo. What is to be done here?
That is crazy.
Outrageous. Archmage. Gonna be outrageous soon once he has that aura to help out the Mountain King that's about to be level 5. That is going to be quite the carry if he wasn't already. We might even see a retrain, right? Once he hits level 5, could we go into clap? Oh, no, rather, he does actually have clap. He did retrain. So there we go. Lots of claps, lots of storm bolts available. XiaoKai has to do something soon if he wants to have a chance in this game.
MK is rubbing his hands together right now. He's like, come here. He's like Gimli in Lord of the Rings. Send them to me! Send them to me! How many edges does he have in his axe already? He doesn't have a Night Elf here, or an Elf rather, to compete with in terms of kills. It's all him, baby.
Oh my god.
There is yet another one. And level 5. I think Sok is enjoying this game, man. This is the MK show.
XiaoKai tried to go for the Archmage there, which was probably the right calculation. He forced a heal scroll, but wasn't able to secure any kills. He could have stuck around and maybe gotten a rifle, maybe gotten a couple of priests, but he would have sacrificed every single raider to do so. No sorts of transitions yet, just more raiders, more grunts. The second base is up, but Sok soon to go across the map. The supply could be relatively even with one more round of production, but XiaoKai needs to buy a little bit more time. 5 raiders, 6, 7 raiders might be enough, but he's got to find an angle on this town hall.
Yeah, so far these raiders have been looking terrible. But if they can take out now the expansion, perhaps they will have been worth the investment. Ollie Winchester, investing into our stream. Thank you very much for the first time sub. Welcome. Burrow is quickly breached. The peons are exposed. MK sees himself above such endeavors. He's going to TP home, let the footies do that work.
Uh-oh.
Blacksmith has finally been taken out, by the way. But the farms still stand. What does that tell you?
Oh, I think the proof is in the pudding there, Remo Demo. One raider is going to live. Nice TP, I suppose, to save a couple more units. And he's able to deal with those 2 footmen at the expansion, so XiaoKai keeps it relatively close to 2 base, despite only having 2 peons mining at his expo, but it'll soon be 5 yet again. But Sok will also soon go across the map once more at 60 supply. And regardless of the supply, when are you going to be able to fight this Mountain King, I ask you? I don't know when that becomes a reality. You need 5 to 8 to 12 heal scrolls.
Yeah. Or double level 6 heroes. I think that could do it. But that is far off. I was thinking about saying a day late and a dollar short, but that didn't exactly make sense. What does make sense is taking out the Great Hall. Expansions have been a prime target for both sides. The Raiders have tried to threaten this town hall. Sok also deserves some praise here, by the way, for a wonderful base build. Protecting this town hall, making it very difficult to get the connection with the Raiders. They're going to take out the Blacksmith perhaps once more, but the expansion itself is safe.
Yeah, because you can go for that town hall, but if you committed on that left side, you would have to immediately TP. You wouldn't be able to just run away, which is really the strength of the Raiders. You can force the TP and then get away with taking, in this case, a couple of losses, but sometimes 0 if you use a speed scroll. But if you commit on the left side, you're going to have to trade town portals, and Sok at this stage is going to be the one that can actually afford those town portals. So that's not sustainable. Blacksmith and 1 farm goes down, Remo Demo. But the expansion was killed on the other side. Another expansion coming up for XiaoKai, but it might be too little too late. Zeppelin, ooh, I like this attempt.
Yeah, XiaoKai is doing the right thing here. He's playing the hit and run. He's playing the lame, as they say. That is his only option. There's no way he can face this human army head on. Not for a long, long while anyway. So, may as well get dirty and play guerrilla warfare.
Here he goes, drops into the base. Shredder, prime target, of course. The lumber, 2,300, but still feels good to kill. That feels like a moral victory. More peasants are going to go down. Not a bad start to this harass for XiaoKai.
It's kind of low on the mana. Only 1 shockwave is all he can use here.
Oh, the clap.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That was pretty good. It's a decent ability.
It's out of there with, I don't think, any losses. I think he was all right. Did he lose a raider?
Just a Bursey.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Expansion being killed on the other end, though. If there was a TP, this would be a prime time to do it. 3 riflemen right for the picking.
And there is a TP. They're even ensnared. Now would be the time. I guess he might be afraid that Sok's going to be arriving there with this full army any moment. Which isn't too far off.
Got to make those sort of plays, though, if you want to stay in this game. 3 riflemen are there to take. He had the opportunity, but he didn't take it. He instead crept. He played the safe game, but you can't play the safe game at this stage.
MK shows up. Everyone else has to run. This guy's the boogeyman right now. Has been for a while.
Michael Myers. Do 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 do.
I never saw those movies.
Oh, well, moving on.
Yeah,
Neon's expansion is dead.
Is Halloween big in Canada?
Like the movies or the holiday?
The holiday.
Oh, the holiday. Yeah, it's pretty big, for sure.
Oh, really?
We
We
celebrate
Europeans
it
don't
every year.
understand. Like we have Halloween just seems like another excuse to make money for the
Not
dirty
wrong.
corporations, bro.
Not wrong. I quite enjoy it though.
We have our own festival with which we dress up. It's just the regular old carnival, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, but are you scared the whole time? Or are you just very drunk? What's a holiday
depending
without
on-
fear? Without blind
on where
fear,
you-
Remo Nemo?
Depending on how blackout drunk you get and where you wake up, you might be scared. I've been there before.
I've been there myself. Too many times, actually.
More than I can remember, really.
I can't remember any of them, actually. Weird. Okay, another great haul will come up, but will be shot down in no time. Red camp, though. XiaoKai's making some good maneuvers, Magoober, around the map, but is it enough? Again, you said 6/6 heroes could maybe secure him some sort of victory, but he's going to need to actually kill Sock's units in order to do that, and he's, for now, just avoiding fights, what seems to be for the rest of the game.
Soccer's been trying to play the game of whack-a-mole here, take out the expansions while defending at the same time. Oh, and you love seeing this, don't you? Just one MK solo defending, and tell you what, I think he can do it.
Yeah,
Let's
he can.
go,
He absolutely
baby!
can.
Oh, clap with thunderous applause. So that's epic mana all the way from the early game.
If there was heal scrolls, maybe you just commit for this Mountain King kill and eat every clap and lose your whole army, but maybe kill the Mountain King. But at this stage, he's just going to get level 6 if you stick around, pop Avatar, and that's never going to happen. That would have been really sad. And now Sock pushes the main base. MK could even buy a staff to come on over and just end the game right now. Not even reinforce on the burrows, but it is now finishing. But GG, very clean game and 1-0.
Damn! Annihilation! Sock and the Mountain King. What a pair this is. Almost as good as a pair of boots of speed. Bye, Sock. Adios. Okay. Celebrating his victory off camera. Yo, that was not too exciting, but I mean, from how close this was, but a Mountain King tearing people apart. Isn't that always a sight to behold?
Oh yeah, very, very fun to watch that, of course. High-level Mountain King, one of the funnest heroes in the game. Next to a level 5 TC can be very fun to watch as well, which is why this matchup can be so good and so, I think, explosive would be the right way to put it. But you do need the Orc player to actually do something other than kill a blacksmith in order for it to get to that stage. Unfortunately for XiaoKai, and a farm. He killed one farm.
It's quite the achievement already, with how hard they are to bring down.
Mm-hmm.
And cheap
And
as
with how
they
much
are.
they're scouting all over the place.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. The 1-0 lead goes to Sock, as was kind of expected. Next map pick is going to be XiaoKai selecting Tidehunters. A map that seems like the human can expand on fairly well, but also the Orc can really put the pressure on then soon after with his tier 2 spike.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just going to be Mountain King across the board. I mean, if it was played last game, I don't see how it can't just be played on every map. The Mountain King, it's not like he got level 3 quickly at all on Hammerfall, so we could just do the same on Tidehunters. Of course, Archmage Lab Creep is not the craziest thing in the world. Master Raider is probably a little bit more successful on this map just because of the different angles of attack. You could even pivot into the main base, for example, whereas on Hammerfall, it's a little bit more difficult to make that sort of a play. You only can really attack the expansion. Maybe Tidehunters could be a little bit better on the side of XiaoKai if it was the same sort of game.
Let's hope for the best, everybody. The last remaining human with a good start. XiaoKai going into this as the underdog shows some good fighting spirit. Was just very, very, very much overwhelmed with what happened in the early game. I lost track of how many headhunters that was, but very clear very early that this is unrecoverable. Wonder if XiaoKai has a different style now with less laming. But Tidehunters suggests that it's going to be another Farseer. We'll see about that. We're ready. I'm ready. I hope everybody's ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. There's another one.
I like it.
Or the same one again. I can't remember.
Someone in chat was asking what the SpongeBob song sounds like in German. It's Wer lebt in der Ananas ganz tiefe Meer? SpongeBob Schwammkopf.
My childhood is ruined. I'm gonna have.
We could do with a bit more enthusiasm here, Neo. What is this?
Wer lebt in der Ananas ganz tiefe Meer? SpongeBob Schwammkopf. SpongeBob. Is that good?
Oh my god, so
that
German.
That was still pretty disgraceful for the original, though. Let's be honest.
Just imagining a baby wearing a leather jacket, crying in a crib as you're singing that over top of him.
Screw you guys. Seriously,
leather pants.
Screw you.
Leather pants. It's fun. That's awesome.
All right. Well, as SpongeBob has impressed upon us during our childhood, let's see if these players can impress us now on map number 2.
Okay.
XiaoKai. His pick. What do we expect in here?
Better play, hopefully. It wasn't that bad game 1, honestly. It's just Mountain King is such a snowbally hero that if you don't get enough done in like the first 4 to 5 minutes, very similar to when you play against Keeper as an Orc player as well, you need that strong early game. Orc can be very much a momentum-based race. If you don't have a strong early game in certain particular situations, you just get steamrolled the entire time. It's going to be Archmage this time around, so we'll have a different game. But yeah, I don't think it was that bad from XiaoKai, just a little bit outclassed. But as you say, his map pick. Now on Tidehunters, does he have something in store, and will he be more comfortable against the Archmage pick a sock?
Yeah, MK can be pretty tough to make work on this map, as level 3 is difficult to come by unless you go for the lab, but creeping that with the MK is insanely risky, especially against an Orc who normally will show up early, like the birds at your doorstep. So it's going to be AM instead, going to go orange into Expo most likely. Oh, wait. Oh no, I don't think he is. This is looking like a 2-farm tech instead, so very much a different approach.
Players' forces are under attack.
Yeah, fast rifleman, skipping the tower, getting the tech as early as possible, which means Sock is probably not likely to creep too much more than this camp, at least with Militia. Might go over to the green in the center and try to fight that, maybe grab a circlet and just play a low-level game. XiaoKai not really with the perfect opener with this sort of build order on the side of Sock, but he'll be all right. He might be able to stank level 2 and have Chain Lightning. Okay, Sock is going to go for the item at the expansion with just the Footman. Can he get double claws? If he can get nice items to trade in the early games, it's going to be looking excellent for him right off the rip. Ring there, but still, 2 items is 2 items, and both players will have a decent inventory, if not the perfect finds.
Feels to me like XiaoKai is playing a bit of an outdated creep route here, right? I mean, of course it's nice getting 2 items, it's getting level 2, if he gets it, which he does. But normally the human struggles the most when he's getting pressured right away. You bully him away from camps, and then you take the camps he's running away from. And that's how you get level 2. Can't help but feel that this was a bit too passive of a start by the Farseer. And again, he's giving the AM free reign to move somewhere else. Turns out, I guess that now he can't creep too easily. XiaoKai takes the green on the human side. Maybe I'm criticizing him a bit too much, but I always feel like it's a lot more terrifying for the human when you get harassed right away.
Yeah, if you put some damage on that Archmage, it really disallows Sock to really do anything in the mid game, or I'd say early tier 2 stage. He can't really harass if his Footman and his Archmage is low. On the plus side, though, since XiaoKai has got such a good head start to creeping and nice items, by the way, double mantle already, if you can get level 3 Farseer before the human reaches tier 2 or around the time the Mountain King comes out, you can really slow down their power creeping, which, of course, with Rifleman, which is what Sock is playing. If you delay the level 3 Mountain King, you delay their rifle timing, which gives you more time to potentially get a tier 2 expansion up. So if he can creep up this Farseer to level 3 with, say, maybe a Null camp, maybe a Sea Giant camp soon, and then another green, he's going to have a decent tier 2, or at least a decent chance of slowing down Sock.
Workshop here in danger of getting cancelled. Man, that thing is looking frail, unlike farms. Does finish, though.
Footman, a little bit of damage there too. But yeah, the shop lives. Luckily, it was built in a very safe spot. If it wasn't, it actually would have been canceled. So although this looks like a strange base build, works out in the end. I'm not so sure about those 2 burrows on the right-hand side, but we will see. The creeping continues, and Sock with... I guess he doesn't really need a good early game, but he hasn't done much in the early game other than get a really fast tech. Tier 2 done now.
If the AM can sneak in 1 or 2 more camps, this should count for a big victory. And he's in the middle right now, creeping a merchant. Not a huge item here, but big experience. The Wolf saw it, but perhaps it's a little bit too late to do anything about it. And the Farseer taking... Isn't this too small of a camp for him to take here? He took a
I don't
one.
think... Does he get level 3 from this even? Yeah.
No,
Strange choice. He's got the headhunters to really creep anything he wants. He's saving some stuff for the TC, the nice orange camps that are pretty much guaranteed, but... Yeah, I think the timing that Sock crept that shop was really, really nice because the most logical camp for XiaoKai to go to get level 3 would have been that shop. He had the units, he had the map control, he could have crept that and been 3, but regardless, any sort of kill and he'll be there. And we are at the stage where XiaoKai can get level 2 wolves harassing that Mountain King to slow down Sock to give more space to the TC. But he needs to find the MK first, and he's going to be doing more creeping even before doing so.
Now out. Oh. For a green camp, doesn't find one. The Farseer here takes an item. The Magi always sniped early. Big heal potion, very good.
Yeah.
For the TC later on. MK trying to reach for that hammer. And
Fight
it's going to be
this.
the first Stonebolt kill of this game.
And one header are going to go down. You're just going to have to eat those losses. But with the level 2 wolves, I think you absolutely don't have to be too afraid of this. There's going to be some losses, but just trade. Just trade. Have your TC come out, and you'll be fine. But the first priest comes in. Sock's been microing this quite well, not allowing the headhunters to get the free kills, which would have been the headhunters, or which would have been the footmen rather, and not allowing the wolves really to attack the riflemen at all. So just 1 footman for what was that, 3 headhunters now.
Yeah, the foot. It seems like the wolves definitely hit the wrong targets there.
Yes, agreed.
Should have combined with the headhunters. The micro there, a little bit underwhelming. Farseer also running around with full mana. Didn't use any of the chain lightning. Seems like XiaoKai is struggling a bit here to keep up with his opponent.
Yeah, felt like XiaoKai could have definitely, maybe not won that fight, but gotten even trades, which at this stage in the game is absolutely fine when you're trying to make space for the peon that's at the expansion. But Sock wins the fight, gets some experience, straight to the lab. And this Mountain King, if he goes to the Knolls right after this to the south, he's going to be level 3 in absolutely no time whatsoever. XiaoKai needs to make a play soon.
MK got some wonderful items here. The ring and the Sobe both fit him very well. We're at the shop. The Farseer's Invis. Still an invuln, but perhaps the more important item, the heal scroll on the human side. And I think Sock must realize something's invisible because you can see that the Invis potion's gone.
Yeah. Did he notice? He could reveal at the lab if he left something there, but not sending the water elemental up. Yeah, Invis pot is something I've thought about in the past because obviously you want to creep solo with your TC, you need to track the human army. So typically you'll just do so with your Farseer and you'll send the wolves to creep with the TC. But sometimes you get bolt surrounded or you'll have to pay too much attention to it. So this is sort of the easy solution, but it is inefficient. You don't need to do this, but it just makes it easier on you to use an Invis pot.
Sock was feeling confident enough to move across the map for an attack on the expansion. That led to an easy cancel. Takes a sentry. You saw it perfectly. So Sock gets the best of both worlds. Continues creeping and got a cancel on the expansion. MK's getting level 3 right here. And Sock again is in firm control.
A player's forces are
Mountain
under
King,
attack.
1 kill away from level 3. He can stop by the shop. And then he can push if he wants to, but Sock doesn't need to do anything. He could just get a second Sanctum up. There, or no, Arcane Vault. Oh yeah, and second Sanctum on the way. Transition into more casters, break upkeep, and play the late game because he knows he's at least going to be for a long time up against a 1 base orc. Footman scouts the re-erection of the expansion. He's not going to be able to cancel with just 1 footman so far.
I have to try so hard not to mention that.
I knew it. I was testing you there. I was testing you.
Nope. Not gonna do it. Not
I knew it. I had a
gonna
smile on my face the whole
do
time.
it.
Oh, Farseer.
Yeah, trying with the steal. Oh, he revealed himself by accident. Didn't get the item, unfortunately. Healthstone for the MK is real nice. Forces the TP easily.
Yeah, didn't even chain lightning to get the last hit there. I'm so surprised. If you're gonna reveal, you might as well use that topped off mana. Footman, continue to pressure that expansion, and Sock could just send a water elemental and seal the deal on that lab. Also going to be crapped. XiaoKai not looking to be in great shape. The supply is even, but the heroes are just going to wreck this Orc army, I'm afraid. We'll see, though. Creepjack could be a good scenario.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for him. Sock should be TPing out. He's doing so right now. Stormbolt to slow down the TC. Might even save everything. Oh my god, he does.
Wow.
No losses here. He got the item. Ring of the Archmage are really good. This MK has insanely good items. And XiaoKai has one hell of a mountain to climb here.
Okay, Footman buying maximum time for Sock. Expansion took so much damage from that Footman. It's going to be less than half health probably when it gets up. And Sock knows where the Orc army is and goes forward yet again. But there's a decent number of creeps on the bottom left side of the map if Sock wanted to go towards there first. But he wants to push forward. And not an impossible fight for XiaoKai. It's difficult. But with the stomps, if they land correctly, he could hold.
Out of the shadows comes the perfect clap. There's a speed scroll to counter the slow, but that only lasts for 10 seconds. According to Exort, by the way, speed scroll should have only lasted 6 seconds. That would have been a good nerf. MK is looking for more prizes. That's a good stomp, though. Mountain King finds himself in trouble. Now the Hellstone is going to be valuable. Seems to be caught up there with the ensnare, waiting to the last moment, making the Orc overcommit hard on this Mountain King. And as the dust somewhat settles, we can see the Orc army in shambles.
Yeah, and there's still a potion of invulnerability on the Archmage as well, so you could say forcing that Healthstone could give XiaoKai an opportunity in the future to focus the Mountain King, but the potion could just be swapped, the TP could be swapped, the heal scrolls could be used. That MK is not going anywhere, Spider Boy. The expansion is gone, and XiaoKai needs to start running around the map again. He's going to have to probably retrain into Shockwave if he wants to continue this game at all at this stage.
Yeah, once more we're in a similar situation as before. There's no way this Orc army can face this human force head on. So it's time to go for the lane plays once more. Level 4? Yes, it is. Time to buy some boots. Hell yeah.
Love it. Smart. Grunt as well is a freebie, and there's already enough Sorks to have the catch that you need, of course, because there's no shamans. Yet again, Invis pot for the Farseer. Interesting. Maybe going to make some space to get some creeping done for the TC. Level 4 would be nice to be able to run around the map a little bit better.
That sounded like a very subtle way of disagreeing. Interesting.
I do that sometimes, yes.
Yeah, I've used that myself before, I believe.
Oh, how
Other
innovative.
times, I am more direct.
Yeah.
Creative.
Creative, I'll give him that. Absolutely. XiaoKai is definitely a creative player. I feel like all the Orcs that aren't like tier 1 players, like the Lins and the Focuses, etc. I feel like they all are very creative. But sometimes creativity isn't the best thing to do with Orc.
That's a hot take there.
Players' forces are under attack.
Based.
Doesn't fit the race, right? Rather gotta be stupid and brawly rather than intelligent.
Pretty much.
And
Just mass terrible units until you win the game. Every game. Oh, flying machine. Perfect. We'll live.
flying machine bait on the high ground. MK ready again for the next round. Ding, ding, ding. There goes yet another. Oh, no TP, by the way. It's a trap.
Of course, the invis pot was for the TC. That makes more sense now. It's not on the Farseer. The stomp's going to be good, but the scroll of the beast might be even better. The pullback on the casters before the invis is broken. Chain lightning is good. The damage seems decent. This stomp is going to be nice as well, XiaoKai. But still, Sock's army is so strong.
That heal scroll came at the perfect time. MK still has lots of juice. So Mask here, always providing him with lots of mana regen along with the aura. Obviously, we still got involves, we still got heal scroll on the human side.
Wait a second.
XiaoKai is getting a bunch of kills here.
Yeah, oh my god. doing great. 2 more riflemen. He's got a raider still here. He can get a 3rd rifleman kill. The supply's going to be even here.
Bruv, AM5.
Yeah, true.
Hold your horses, all right? Hold your horses right now.
Hey, good fight, though. Good fight. Good fight, okay? Gotta give him credit. Gotta give him credit.
Where it is due. That was a decent exchange, but the downside is Sock has an expansion coming. The power build's almost finished, and the heroes are still very much large and in charge. MK about to clock in on that level 5. The peon might be enough.
Oh no.
On the money.
Stomp lands, another caster gonna go down, but if you don't have the mana to use both spells on both heroes for XiaoKai, how are you ever gonna get unit kills? You also need an instant, but that raider will soon fall. And as you mentioned, the expansion up and mining. Again, another stomp, another kill, but once the mana runs dry, so does the chances for XiaoKai to kill anything. Maybe he could force a TP, but again, potion of vulnerability available. And this Mountain King ain't going nowhere either. So much health and mana on him.
Elemental's also quite formidable here. Wolves are trying to keep up with them, but they don't seem to have the same punch. Punch also has the Stormbolt. 1 more kill to the face. The Dome of the Farseer goes splat. And game 2 comes to an end.
Got it again, Sock. This time, better fights by XiaoKai, I gotta say. Lots of kills there, but once the Mountain King was out, you could see the writing on the wall. Sip. You deserve it, Sock. Yeah, take another. All good.
Yeah, looking more and more likely we're going to see the repeat for Labyrinth up against another human player, which would be interesting to see. It's always cool to see the same player against 2 different opponents of the same race, see how the matchup differs. But for now, XiaoKai, 1 more chance.
He is with his back against the wall, and he tried Mass Raiders, he tried Mass Headhunters. What now? What's left in the toolbox for the Horde?
Mass Grunts, TC first. Shockwave Harass.
Hell yeah.
Respect. There was once a strategy on Terran Stand that I was trying to figure out. When you play against Mountain King first as an Orc player, and you'd Lightning Shield creep the Mercenary camp, and you'd just creep level 3, and then you'd run into the human expansion, use all your mana, kill as many pets as you can, TP out, and then hopefully the Mountain King's out of mana by then, because he Stormbolted you to force the TP, and then you just Clarity and Salve and run at them again with TC3, and you just kill their expansion. Never worked, but I think it could have, okay? So maybe he can do that.
Sounds like a great idea. We just gotta change the map pool, fit in Terran Stand, and then...
You should have said, interesting.
Creative approach,
Very
Carson, I gotta say. Very creative.
Thank you. That's what my parents tell me too. And all my teachers. And all my counselors.
I want to give a little
And
shout
all my
out.
ex-wives.
All your ex-wives? How many you got? Your mom doesn't
Does
count.
not count. Oh.
My attorney
Your
doesn't want me
moms?
to answer.
I want to give a little shout out to OO_Riptide_OO. Because that beautiful environment that you see around us, including this nice little Season 17 font, and the profile pictures, and the little transition with the flames that I play, it's all from his hands. And one of his hands is broken. That's some real dedication. OO_Riptide OO_ in between. You're a hero. And you did so well once again. Can't wait to see you again at Rara. Thank you.
Well done.
Hear the flames. It's getting hot. Flames!
Game number
As
3.
we hop onto map number 3. This could be the last map, if we're honest. As far as performances have gone so far in the series, it might not be too unlikely. Sock is looking good. XiaoKai is looking bad, but he's been getting kind of outclassed in almost every single regard. Is there still hope for him? Well, there always is hope. Can he find his Obi-Wan now? Shallow Grave, his pick. This is a rather unusual map. Maybe here he's got something laid out.
Yeah, this is a bit strange, especially if we see the Mountain King first from Sock again. This is sort of what Terran Stand used to be with the Mountain King first. I'd say Shallow Grave kind of is now with the early Mercenary camp. You can get an early consumable, very, very efficient level 3 creep route, although more difficult and less safe than Terran Stand, which is why it's actually a viable map in this matchup. Still very good, but Archmage first for Sock. And we'll see if it's the 2 farm yet again. And for XiaoKai, nothing too crazy on his end of things. Going to be a Farseer Grunt opener again. Could maybe go for a Lightning Shield creep with the Farseer and then go across the map. A little bit of a pause. Needs 1 minute, which gives us time to talk.
Flames! Oh, sorry.
The one.
Got excited?
I think, yeah, the flames are looking really dope, dude.
What was that, Remo Demo?
Nothing to worry about. I was wondering about an expansion on this map, but it seems like that is the one way you might be able to play into the hands of the dangerous Orc early game with Grunt and Headhunters and everything else. Just a one-base play might once more be the safer approach.
Yeah, XiaoKai's early games, I feel like, have been designed to counter an Archmage expansion. Obviously, you can't really harass the Mountain King too well without taking heavy losses. Okay, Sock is ready to go. But if you do go for a Grunt and creep level 2 Farseer, you have Chain Lightning. You have that Grunt, which is really good against Peasants as well as Heroes. That could be good against an Archmage when there isn't the risk of Stormbolt if the Archmage is expanding. So XiaoKai's been trying to counter that sort of a play. He hasn't had the opportunity to. Maybe Sock will go for it now with the safety of Troll Shadow Priest if he does creep that mercenary camp. But of course, the altered positioning and the movement of the footman would suggest otherwise for Sock, so it might just be a slower start to the game for Sock.
We do have a 3rd farm confirmed. Doesn't have to mean expansion, could just be a 3 farm tech. Maybe into casters. As the point of the 2 farm tech really is to get MK and rifles out. Quick, be ready to creep and perhaps battle on tier 2. Footman Scout across the map. Farseer this time. I would love to see be more aggressive. Don't allow this AM level 2 for free.
Is he really going to creep this? Okay, no, he's going straight to the expansion, interestingly. But he will find the Archmage. Regardless, the Archmage will go to a green camp, probably the closest one, to try to secure that level 2, as mentioned. Sock got a ring. And he will find the Farseer. Okay, this is what you wanted XiaoKai to do the last couple of games. See how it turns out. The trades are going to be good because that Grunt is extremely good against the Archmage as well.
I wonder if the aim is trading a bit too much here. He is trading a lot here, not just running away, which is what the AM oftentimes does. Sometimes feel like is his lot in life. Because there will be no heal salves to heal him up. Going to be difficult to get that heal and roll, and especially since there's no Shadow Priest here to help him out. And isn't this looking a lot better already for XiaoKai? I like it.
Absolutely. Yeah, this Archmage is going to struggle to recover ever. He doesn't want to trade with the Archmage when there isn't wolves in range, but those wolves, if you do micro them perfectly, they can catch up and get attacks. Now 2 grunts here, actually. No Wormill yet. Just grunts, which isn't going to be great against casters. You mentioned 3 farm tech does often equal casters, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that for Sock. So Headhunters would actually be better in this case, but still, the pressure on the Archmage has been good. Archmage does find level 2, and now the Farseer is the one that has to run for the time being, but still good damage. I'd say this is absolutely fine for XiaoKai.
This was nicely done by Sock, finding 1 green camp with footies and watch elementals. Slight scouting mistake here. Ideally, one of the wolves or the grunts should have been tracking those footmen.
Yeah.
But that is very difficult to perfectly manage. Farseer now going to begin a bit of creeping himself. And yeah, this is a strat we very rarely see these days. Farseer grunts. This was played a long time ago before we saw the rise of the Headhunters.
Yeah, will help early tier 2, I think, for the TC, because all the creep camps happen to be quite difficult on this map. If you want to go for something like the mercenary camp or the expansion right off the rip, maybe the mercenary camp with that TC, 3 grunts is going to be actually quite a bit better than maybe having 4 headhunters. Despite the headhunters having more damage, you kind of need the meat in the front to get those camps. Speaking of the mercenary camp, here goes Sock, going to get the priest, going to get probably level 3 here, and also a nice consumable. And there's the 3 grunts, going to creep the merc camp, going to pick up a little bit of piercing damage on the side of XiaoKai. He's going to be able to keep up in experience, no problem if he power creeps from here on out.
Quite the early level 3 for the AM. He's got a good amount of mana as well in the tank, and the Scroll of the Beast. Bunch of footies, level 3, and mercs. Pushing to the main here could be devastating. Beastmaster push, baby, with these items. That would be sick.
Ooh, that's not a bad call, actually. Could definitely see that. Fan of that strategy. I know that Sock is as well. He's pretty much the best at it, pretty much understands it the best, and he is going towards the merc camp. Nice call, Remo Demo. I think you're absolutely right.
There he is.
A player's forces
Max
are
Rock Main. Is it Misha or is it Piggy? It is the Piggy. Makes me a little bit sad, but still good damage. And dude, this is a terrifying push. I better hope the Fox is level 3. Oh, is this enough? Turtle is enough, but he's a little bit late to the party. Oh my god, so much damage. Look at those burrows. Oh my god!
Oh no.
This isn't paper burrows. This is air burrows. This is no burrows. This is rip burrows. See you later. Maybe next year.
You can't do anything. You can't. They're all dead. You can't. If you repaired them with every single peon, they'd still be dead. That beast scroll is so good. They're all going to fall, and there's just nothing to be done here.
That's nasty, dude. Let's be honest. This is just This is a day where I'm glad I'm not an orc player because I would be feeling uncomfortable watching this.
And, you know, a little bit XiaoKai's build order bad because he didn't have a War Mill. If he had a War Mill, he could have preemptively got spikes and then immediately at tier 2 got reinforced defenses. That wouldn't have stopped this, though. Still, it would have been the same. And also his bad, I guess, for creeping around this timing. He should have been aware that the Archmage was level 3. He should have been aware that this is a possibility. So there are ways to avoid this, obviously. It's not impossible to not take this much damage. But definitely very difficult to not be in this position.
Extra 0 burrows, dude.
Oh my god, look at this base. What? This is like a speedrun attempt against an orc opponent.
Oh my god, dude, that timing was so sick. With the summons, the speed
there we
scroll,
go.
the mercs. Summon the piggy before you die. Useless. Wasn't it ready? Maybe not. Yeah,
Okay.
Yowzers.
The town is under siege.
This is Dire Straits if ever I've seen it. But Spirit Lodge now for Shamans coming up for the first time in this series. 2 burrows coming up. XiaoKai spending his gold despite not having any burrows. Still mining with 5. Can he recover? By the time the burrows are done, his tier 2 buildings are going to be done. You wouldn't build grunts against mass casters anyway. Can he find a way to creep some camps? And then can he build an army? I wouldn't say, as silly as it looks, it's an impossible situation. TC gets level 2. He just needs a little bit of time to stabilize. He needs to get some creeping done and obviously get some shamans out. But look at the supply. 44 versus 25 out of 11.
Look at the supply. Seems like Sok could easily expand here if he wanted to, but maybe he's rather feeling fierce. Charging across the map once again. This time the Popo have been called. 911, what is your emergency? The emergency is, I want to finish this game, buddy. 3-0, quick and clean. Get on to the next.
This is arguably a mistake from Sok. He could instead creep the Beastmaster level 3, get invis, start harassing, get an expansion as you mentioned, and play it a little bit later while continuing to pressure XiaoKai. But he wants to end it, or at least he wants to disallow XiaoKai from getting any creeping done with the time he is granted. But the burrows are done. The army is coming out. Once there's a raider and a couple of shamans, XiaoKai will be quite potent, but he needs a little bit more time, and Sok's timings, as ever, are going to be perfect here.
Beastmaster with tons of mana. Can go for the double summons here. Level 4 already. Jesus. Chain wave against the peasants. Those he can kill. Those might be the only units that he actually can kill. Perhaps the towers count. Maybe we can take those out. Mana potion used. Shockwave. Man, he hates towers. Doesn't like them one bit. He's gonna take that one out. But the army, a standing army, an old school army for the human, just mass casters and summons seem to be doing the job.
That's a sky push, pretty much. That's what he's doing. A little bit later than we would have seen in the past, but still up against the TC with the Archmage and Beastmaster. Archaean Vault coming up, and there's just no way, I'm afraid, is there. Ensnare finished. Is that going to save him the game? I don't know.
If I were a betting man, I think I would bet on the human side here, believe it or not. If we had 1x bet sponsorship, what do you think the odds would be here? 55 to 1 maybe?
I was going to say 100 to 1, but maybe you're more reasonable than me. Oh, the Shaman. Not that it's any use anyway, might be going down, and that's the last one that comes out now. Has been using the purges as well as he can, getting some kills here and there, but I'm afraid it doesn't matter. The important units aren't falling, and XiaoKai falls. Sok with this very strong series.
So, Kimnera, 2 Koreans with a clean sheet clashing in the quarterfinals. We'll see Sok again, got a cheeky smile on his face. Tired eyes maybe, but hot as ever. What a lovely push this was, playing into the map, playing against his opponent, leveling exactly as he wanted it to, hit that timing sweet and crisp with that Scroll of the Beast, plus 9 damage on the summons. And yeah, bye bye, XiaoKai.